How you doing? I'm going to kind of briefly walk through one of these pages that I'm working on at the layout stage, where I'm deciding what's going to go where, what information's important, how I want to show that. Maybe you'll get something out of it. In this page here, here's the important stuff. The main character, Herod, he's talking about something he's happy about. He's talking about something he's not happy about. He and the other character, Phil, are going to look up at an animal head. Phil is going to notice something else. Phil has to say a bunch of stuff, hand over a picture. Herod has to look at that picture and then agree to something. Okay, so that's the skeleton of what's important. That's the information that I have to convey and figure out how to do it. The real wrinkle in this page, the frustrating thing is, I've been working magazine size, which is a little wider than a comic book page, and that makes it easier to fit 3 panels across and have them be effective. 3 panels across on a narrow comic book page is a little cramped. They're always going to be sort of narrow instead of just square. So in this part here, we're talking about something happy, something sad, and they look up at an animal head. Those really, all that information needs to be on the same tier, the same row, in order for it to be effective. It just wouldn't be as good a transition if happy, sad, and they look up, but the animal head is down here. You know what I mean? I could have them looking up this way, but it's just more effective having that all on one row. So I could have Herod say all the stuff in one panel and then look up at the animal head in the other panel. But the problem is he's saying happy stuff and he's saying sad stuff. If I put that all in one panel, obviously I only have one image to work with. So do I make this image happy or do I make it sad? Being that it's the first panel on the page, and especially since the previous page was a flashback, there wasn't any succession built up. There's no way to be confident if the reader's going to look at the picture first and then read, or read first and look at the picture. If you could be confident in that, you could at least go, all right, I'm going to give him his expression sad because the last thing he said was sad. Or if you knew they were going to look at the picture first, you say, I'm going to make him happy because they're going to see happy and then read happy and then, you know what I mean. There's ways to train the eye, as the page goes on, and sort of manipulate the eye a little bit to get it to look at the picture first or get it to look at the word balloon first. But first panel on a page that didn't have anything to do with the previous page, you really can't be confident. So I've kind of decided it's going to be a little cramped, but there's no way to make it, nothing's going to be perfect. To my mind, the most effective thing to do here is to break it into 3 panels. He's saying happy stuff, he looks happy. He's saying sad stuff, he looks sad. They look up at the animal head. Now, that's the basics of that. That's the decision I made there. Then you just got to figure out how do you want to convey that, where do you want the camera to be, and so forth. The animal head one, that's pretty much takes care of itself. Animal head up on the wall, that's easy. Nothing to decide because you don't have a choice. The other ones, I'm kind of playing around with stuff here. Do I want both characters in the same picture? Maybe sort of a close-up or looking up at Herod as he's talking about something happy, and have Phil also in the frame. I haven't really made up my mind on that yet. The middle one, since they're looking up, I kind of decided I for sure want the camera to be looking down at them because I think that's a nice transition. You're looking down at them, and the next panel they're looking up at something. I think that's kind of cool. So I don't know how well you can see this, but here's a small thumbnail sketch that I kind of liked. I'll probably blow this up and use it, where the vanishing point is down here somewhere. So you're looking up at that. you're looking down at them, they're looking up at something. There'll be a hint of the frame there. I think that's kind of, I think it's pretty cool. The other ones, you know, Phil asked to notice something. This one I kind of like for that. This I kind of like that one. I mean, it really doesn't, in the end. They're both pretty much the same. This one's a little narrower, so I might go with that. And then the other one where Phil's explaining, it could have a, I mean, this is a mess. I don't even know if you can tell what's going on. This would be the side of Herod's head and his body. I could just have a standard camera shot where you're looking up at him, see some stuff in the background, so it's not just a boring, you know, head with a word balloon on it. It's, I mean, that gets the point across, but it's not that interesting, is it? So I could do that, which is all right. You know, I don't hate it. Or I could do something where you pan out. You know, you've got a nice shot of the room. There's a lot of interesting visual stuff. There'd be plenty of room for word balloons. And it would be, you know, it wouldn't be cramped. So I might go with something like that. And it's just a matter of which angle. Do I want to be looking at them? Do I want to be looking at them from this side or that side? I don't know. Probably doesn't really matter. And then the last two, this one I already like a lot. You're looking at it from a distance, somewhat looking up. It's a little dramatic, but not too much. That'll work. And then Herod looking at the photo. I mean, that's a shot you see a lot. There's nothing wrong with just a panel with part of a hand holding a photo. It's effective. It's good. I think I'm going to break it down into one with Herod looking at it and then one with the photo. Just for the sake of it not being too much of a, I don't want to call it visual trope, but a little bit less standard and a little bit less of, hey, here's a big panel with the thing, because that's going to attract the eye a lot more than I really want it to. I mean, what's actually on the photo isn't that important. So I think I'm going to have Herod, sort of a narrow little shot with the picture, and that'll be enough, I think. And that's pretty much that. Yeah, I'll keep you posted to show you some stuff as it gets closer to getting done. Maybe I'll show you some inking on this, but maybe not, because this page is pretty complicated. It's tough to ink with a camera right in front of you. All right, later.